All right, Chris, you guys conclude another successful season, 5th straight NCAA tournament appearance, a 20-9 final record. But going back to the beginning of the year, what was it like getting the chance to play Florida and Kentucky the first weekend of the year again in the tournament in Omaha?
I thought just the opportunity to go play at the Quest Center in a great volleyball atmosphere on national TV, I thought that was a tremendous opportunity for our team. To go there and play as well as we did. You know, we went 1-1, but I thought played really well. And you know, to play well on national TV when you know a lot of recruits and a lot of fans and people that care about your program, to do that on national TV for them, I think meant a lot to our program.
And the fact that that weekend you did happen to lose Rachel Hockaday for the season, how'd that hurt your team as the season went on?
You know, losing someone like Rachel Hockaday, that was really big for our program. She, you know, obviously is a great player. You know, she's a preseason All Big 12 player, and not just that, but she's a great leader and, you know, just one of our hardest workers and kind of a glue type player for our team. So to lose her right away, right off the bat, was tough, no question. But I loved the way the team responded. I loved the way Carly Jensen came in and really filled that role so well for us all year. You know, passed just about every rotation and took a big offensive load for us. So as much as you hate to see that happen to Rachel, and as, you know, as hard as that was to go through for her and for the team, I really admired the way the team responded to the injury.
And how's Rachel's rehabilitation going right now?
Rachel's doing great, as everyone knew she would. You know, she's, again, a really, really hard worker. So there's no doubt in my mind she's going to rehab as hard as she possibly can, and I know she'll come back better than ever next year.
And playing in Ames High School to start the season, you kind of talked about it throughout the year at the media, how this might be the most adversity you faced in the season. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting season. Right off the bat, we had the flood, and that provided a lot of challenges for our players and our staff, relocating to a different practice facility, a different playing facility, playing over in Ames High School, all the equipment and everything that we lost in that flood. That was kind of a crazy way to start the season. But sometimes adversity can be good for a team, and I thought it brought our team close. I thought it allowed the team to really just focus on the task at hand and, you know, just training and playing volleyball. And really, I thought the team did a great job of setting any other distraction aside this season. So it was a crazy season to start off with the flood and then with Hockaday going down. But again, long run, I think maybe there are some pretty valuable things the team and the coaching staff learned from it all.
In your guys' first game back at Hilton Coliseum, you did lose to Missouri, an unranked Missouri team, and you went on the road and also lost to an unranked Kansas team. Do you credit that as the conference getting much tougher, some of these teams starting to catch up to you guys a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, the conference, the Big 12 is one of the toughest volleyball conferences in the country, and we've always said you can go on, particularly on the road, you can go on the road and lose any night that you are not ready. And it doesn't matter who you're playing. You could be playing the last team in the conference. But if you're not ready, this conference is tough enough top to bottom that you're going to lose if you're not ready to go, or if you're off even a little bit, or, you know, an injury here or there. Those things can equal a loss. So that's one of the things we like about this conference, is that you have to be ready to play every night. There's no gimmies. You know, I think it makes you a better team and more mentally tough and better prepared at the end of the season for the NCAAs. So, you know, it's not going to be unusual for a good team or ranked team to go on the road, especially, and lose a match here or there. That's just I think, sign of how tough the conference is.
We talked about those two losses. What do you think are one of the best wins or best games that you've played throughout the year?
You know, I think we've had a few really nice matches this year. There's always a couple matches every year that you go back and remember. I think we played great against UNI. We defeated them in 3 games straight here in Ames, and I thought we played great volleyball that night. I thought the team executed the game plan to a T, and I was really happy with how we responded in that game, given that UNI is a top 20 program, and that we weren't quite 100% with Rachel Hockaday going down at that, you know, by that point. So I thought that was a great match for us. and there's certainly other great matches. You don't always win them all. I thought we played a great match against Nebraska here in Ames, although we didn't win. It was a tremendous match again on national TV, and I thought we just played great volleyball start to finish. Going on the road and winning at places like Baylor, winning at Missouri, those are big wins, and maybe they don't seem all that exciting from the outside, but you have to go on the road and win some of those games to place as high as we did in the Big 12. So things like that I'll definitely remember from this season.
And we talked about Carly stepping in for Rachel during the year. How about at the center position? Allison Lander coming in just a sophomore and getting started. How do you think that she did throughout the season for the team?
Yeah, I think Allison did a tremendous job. She's such a hard worker, and her teammates love her. And I always think that's worth a few points a game when your teammates love playing for you, love playing for your setter. I think that's worth a lot. And she's still growing into her role. She's still pretty young. I'm really excited for the next couple years for her as she continues to mature and take on more leadership responsibility and continues to get better. But she's a great setter. She's got great hands. She makes good decisions. She's smart. She can execute a game plan very well. She remembers things very well. So I thought she did a tremendous job this season. We hit probably about as high as we have since I've been here as a team offensively. So I think that says a little bit about what she was able to do for us this year.
And then the last question I have, Coach, the NCAA tournament game against Creighton, you guys got beat, but overall, what can you take away from that game, even though it's the first time that you've been defeated in the first round of the tournament? Losing in the first round was, of course, incredibly disappointing. There was a lot of tough moments in the locker room after that. But the thing, we talked about a couple things after that match, and one is that you can't take for granted making the tournament and advancing. You have to be really good to advance. And if you're off a little bit, especially on the road, you could lose that match. And so it's almost the previous 4 seasons, things have seemed to happen so easily for us, and just kind of all fell into place. And this year it wasn't as easy with injuries and some of the other things that happened. So we just reminded each other not to take that for granted. That every season that you get into the tournament, every season that you advance is special. And the other thing we talked about is the fact that we were so disappointed because we had raised the bar so high at Iowa State. And we really, going to the Sweet 16 3 years in a row, that's a very, very high standard to maintain. And when you don't get there, that's incredibly disappointing. But that's part of the process. That's part of the process of building this program. And it's not always win-win-win. Sometimes you got to deal with the losses too. But we were only so disappointed because we have achieved so much in the past few years. And when you kind of keep that in perspective, I think it makes you appreciate this season that we did have. The fact that we placed 3rd in one of the toughest conferences in the country, and that we did get to the tournament again. All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.